I'm hoping that my internet holds up for this.
There we go.
Hey guys, so thank you so much for popping on here. I'm hoping that this is going to be really helpful for everybody, just kind of starting with our 10-day, whatever, not 10-day, 90-day mountain climbing, amazingness. So I want to let you guys know that this was something that was brought to us in July with Genevieve and Darla as a pilot program. And we were a little hesitant because we were like, well, we've kind of done some stuff before. It's just sort of been Canadian and it hasn't always panned out like quite as well as what we'd wanted to. And we're always wanting to stay connected with the US and what they're doing. But basically what they're saying is, this is a newer market, right? And we want to help you guys as much as we possibly can. So I want us all to view this whole thing as a gift. This is like Tarl and Alec handing us the best of the best, which is Genevieve. Genevieve, if you guys don't know, she actually was Salesforce with Arbonne and built her business all the way up. Then I believe she worked corporate with Arbonne. She's done corporate with, I want to say it was Pampered Chef, and there was another American one that I didn't remember, another couple ones, but she is an award-winning, I don't want to say curriculum, but basically like her programs and her training and stuff is award-winning across the industry. So we know that we are in such incredible hands with her, and basically it's a Simon Says game. Genevieve says, we should probably do it because she's really, really smart. She's taught lots of people. And you know what I love about this, though, is that she has worked in so many different markets. It's not like, I'm just going to pick one. It's not like she only specialized in selling semi-precious stones to direct sales people on subscriptions. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like we just have somebody who has background in just jewelry or whatever. Arbonne does have supplementation lines. They do have, like, they've got a bunch of stuff, and she had an international team. So I think we can really glean a lot from what she has, from what she has to offer. So first of all, let's talk about, if you have not watched her introduction video, it's really, really important to get caught up on that, okay? She does give a bit of an overview, but also she really, really will, it shows who she is. It shows her passion for stuff. She's amazing. And I think, and Laura and I were talking about this earlier, and I think she was talking in the chat as well. Sometimes cold messaging can seem a little slimy if you don't do it right and you don't have the right heart behind it. When you listen to Genevieve speak, if you do it the way that she's saying to do it, it's not, because it's all about the other people. It's all about getting together and having fun, community, or building a business, or, you know, all of those kinds of things. It's not sketchy. So if you feel sketchy, stop. You're probably not doing it right. Okay, so watch the video. That's number one. Number two, if you have not, I think you all got your 90-day goals into, I believe, into me at very least. I'm hoping you got them into your upline. But what you need to have is a couple sheets. Okay, if you are just a new seller, all you need is this guy here, but it's going to say IPA time blocking working to gold, more than likely, because I think everybody here is a silver. And so basically all it's asking for you to do, print out the sheet, look on it, and decide how many hours on week 1 can I commit to my business on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you actually have to put in there, I have from 10 till 11 on Monday, and then I have from 8 to 9 on Monday, so that's 2 hours total. Like, if that's better for you, that's great. This is basically just going to be another layer of dedication to the group, and she has asked that we will post these in there. So if they're going to change from week to week, that's okay. It's not like she's going to check in on you and be like, Jen, you didn't do 3 hours on Wednesday like you said. You did 4 on Thursday and 2 on Wednesday. You know, like she says in the video, if you don't quite hit your target for this day, but you overshoot the next day, it all will work out in the end. The other thing that I really do like about these IPA time blocking worksheets is at the top of them, it gives you an idea of what you should be doing. So I was talking with another ambassador today who was like, I'm going to run out of people. I am not going to have enough people to message by the end of the 90 days. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay. Can I see a show of hands to see how many of you guys committed to that Go for No 2 years ago, 2 falls ago? It was Amy and Laura and Becky and Linda and Jimmy. These ladies invited a ridiculous amount of people to events, like hundreds and hundreds of people to these events. All they're asking you guys to do is essentially do the same thing as you did then. And for the rest of you that have no idea what I'm talking about, just give me a minute. You're basically doing the same thing as you did then, only you're breaking it down more. The ask isn't, hey, I'm wondering if you would be interested in checking out an event that I'm doing. That like smushed a whole bunch of things into one. Now we're expanding it a little bit because that person could have just said yes to get you off their back and we never actually looked at it. So instead, it's more of a, hey, I don't know if you've seen my posts or not. I'm super passionate about this health thing. I have been for this long. It's really, really changed my life. And I thought of you today. And so I needed to send you a quick message. Would you be open to hearing more about what I'm doing with Plexus? Okay, do you see how that was personal? Anybody feel like that was slimy? Because if it is, I need to check my verbiage because I'm not feeling slimy. I had a shower. No, no slime trail. Good. Okay, bonus. Keep going. So then if they say yes, then you start send, share, invite. Okay? So do you guys see the difference between the things that you guys were used to doing with that whole Go for No thing? You're basically just stretching out that initial ask. Here is why I'm asking you. I was thinking of you. Would you be open to hearing more? That's a Genevieve verbiage. Would you be open to hearing more? Yes, sure. Why not? Great. If I sent you, and this will go into my regular verbiage, if I sent you a quick 3-minute video, would you have time to watch it in the next 5 minutes? Sure. Now you can extend that a little bit more. You can say, if I sent you a quick video, would you watch it? Sure. I like adding the time frame because then there's kind of an expectation that in the next 5 minutes, they're going to watch that 3-minute video and then you know they're going to be done with it and you're going to be able to follow up with them right away. And then I send the microbiome video. If you don't know what it is, go to YouTube, look up Plexus Worldwide's channel, and then type in microbiome or just go to the video list. There will be the Plexus microbiome video. That's what you send. Or if you have another one, that's great. I think the important part is just to keep it very short and simple. The microbiome video is very short, very easy to understand, gives a great overview of what the products do. It's not quite so invested on individual products, but it's the concept of weed, seed, feed, protect, like that whole concept, okay? So that is the first send, okay? Now they watch it, you say, I can't wait to hear what stood out to you the most. Okay, great. So what part of that stood out to you? Well, it was the importance of gut health. Great. Can I ask you if there were 3 things, anything that you could change about your health, what would it be? They give you something, then you can go and share a testimony with them. Copy, paste, add the picture, done. I would hesitate to add them to a group as of yet because that's more of an invitation. Right? Keep it super, super simple. Because how many of us have ever added people to True North or Gut Health and then lost them? Because they get into the group and either they're rabbit trailing forever and they've got this wealth of information and they have no idea where to go because they don't have a focus, or they never accept the invitation, or they don't find it, or. This way you're keeping them on track. They're going to find what you have sent them because it's right there in front of their faces. And then you can ask, did any of that resonate with you? Well, yeah, it was blah, 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 blah. Okay. I just posed to Marge that we should have a live event in our Healthier and Happier events page every week of our 90-day thing. So we are going to try to be picking on to feature some of you people. That's better verbiage, isn't it? I can switch my verbiage around. We are going to feature some of you in the next weeks to come so that we all have an invite. Now, I choose to just invite people to a phone call with me because in my mind, they don't really need to spend a whole lot of time thinking about a supplement. If they know it's going to change their lives, oftentimes people can commit right away. Otherwise, if they can't commit after the initial invite, which it could be an invitation to a group to check something out, an invitation on a phone call with you and your upline, an invitation to a live event, to an opportunity call like what Sherry did on Tuesday. Any of those things are an invite, or for a coffee with you, even better. Laura does amazing coffee dates, and I swear she's got such a high percentage of people that will join because she decided to invite them out for coffee. It's great. And then she'll tell them that they don't need coffee, right, Laura? Okay, so send, share, invite. What if that doesn't work? What if they don't join after the last invite? What do you do? Send, share, invite. Boop. Send, share, invite. Boop. That was Genevieve from convention. You just keep going around. Send, share, invite, right? My favorite words are always, is there any reason why we can't get you started right away? It tells you two things. It tells you whether they're invested and it tells you what their hangups are. Or it tells you yes. Okay? So that is the breakdown of send, share, invite. Now, when you are sending, like what Genevieve wants, she wants the ratio of asks and no's. So you're asking people, would you take a look at this Plexus thing I've been doing? Could I send you some more information? Would you take a look? There's your ask. Then get your no's, okay? Because we know that there's a ratio. Like you will find that your ratio starts to balance out and you'll be like, oh, maybe at the beginning it's 10 asks for one yes. Maybe then it gets down to 7 for one, then it's 5 for one, then it's 4 for one, and then it's, right? Like you just keep going. All right? So she wants the asks and the no's recorded every day. All right? As you progress, what's going to happen? Well, some people aren't going to get back to you the same day as you ask them. So on one day, you may have like 15 asks and 0 no's and 0 yeses and 15 ghosts. Well, it'll feel like ghosts, but it's just people that are thinking, right? That's okay. The next day, your no's to your asks might be lopsided, right? Because maybe you only got 6 asks in, but you got like 10 no's from the day before. But you probably got a couple of yeses, right? You know how this is all going to work out? So don't be afraid that you're going to run out of people, because as you progress, these other people are going to filter in to the time you're going to be using, right? The person I was chatting with was worried that they were going to be there in their hour or their 2 hours a day. They weren't going to have work to do. Trust me, you will have work to do. If you really want to step it up with this, this whole time, I would really suggest making an investment and doing something like dough. Jen and I were just talking about dough. She didn't know about it yet. If you guys don't know about it, if you Google it, it's dough, like Play-Doh. Well, I guess Play-Doh is spelled with an H. G-H, D-O-U-G-H, CRM. If you Google dough CRM, it will come up. It is a hybrid app. It is not an app you find in the App Store, but it's one that you can put a shortcut to on your phone. I like using it on my desktop way, way, way better. What you basically will do is you will import all of your Facebook contacts and your back office if you choose to do that, and it will sort out all of your prospects, all of your customers, and all of your ambassadors, and you can choose how many people to follow up with a day. And it's funny how at the end of the day, when you're done all your stuff, it gives you a little puff of confetti. It says, you're a rock star. And you're like, oh, I am, aren't I? I could do more of that. And then you find more people and you do it again. And it's like, you're a rock star. And it's like, ah. It's so weird how those silly little, like, it's like getting a sticker on your sticker chart. And I'm not past that either. If a sticker does it for you, girls, get a sticker chart going. I am so not past it. Okay. So what my purpose for this call tonight is just to help you guys cut through some of that overwhelm, because I think at the beginning, everybody did their 90-day goals. They're like, yeah, you know what, in 3 months, this is where I want to be. But then she was like, could you break down your 30 and your 60-day goals? Okay. So let's just super quickly all take a breath, cleansing breath. Thank you all for coming. We're all going to be okay. It's all going to be fine. And I know that this is where you guys want to be, right? You guys want to get to those goals. Why are we surprised that it's uncomfortable to get there, right? Come on. Nothing worth having is easy. So you are going to take your goals, and you're either going to sit down with your leader or you're going to sit down by yourself, and you're going to do one of a couple things. So either you can work backwards from, okay, if I want to be at my next rank by then, I have this many points this month or last month, maybe go with July or with July. I had this many points in July. I want to end up with this many points at the end of November. So that means that I need to add in August, because August ain't over yet. It's not over till that thing hits 0 again, which is so sad. August, September, October, those are going to be your big building months, right? Because November is going to be when those, right? Like, unless you're sponsoring with large packs, which I think we all should be anyway, but that's fine. You're not going to be getting points from your new ambassadors in the month of November. Okay, so if you want to revamp your goal so that you're going, okay, I'm in place to promote out at the end of December, that's okay, right? I'm going to have for example, I'm going to have my senior gold points in place by the end of November, which means I will have points, plus I will have all the new ambassadors that I need and a cushion. So the next month, I'm not a crazy person, right? How many of you guys have heard me ask, what kind of crazy do you want to be? You can go for it. That's fine. You can think that you're going to sponsor 20 in the month of December and cook the turkey and do the presents and all the things. Whatever kind of crazy you want to be. It's not my kind of crazy, but that's okay. But the other thing could be, maybe you decided, this is the amount of ambassadors I feel like I could add in a month. Maybe going silver again is a big stretch for you. 3 people. Okay. So that's your goal for September. I'm going to go silver. Okay. And then the next month, maybe I'm going to add 5. And then the next month, I'm going to add this many. So that's how many points I would have by the end of this. Oh, that doesn't quite line up with my goal. Okay. So either you need to adjust the number of personal ambassadors, or start looking into silver development, which is really where we start to get the ball rolling faster, right? Plexus is really focusing on silver development. I am hoping that they do another Canadian Silver Stars, because all of you guys would be in the running to get it. I can't get it. Actually, Tracy can't get it either. Sorry. I believe our 2 rubies can. But you hit a certain place where you can't actually earn Silver Star. Silver Star? Super, yeah. Anyway, it's whoever has the highest number of silver development in their level 1 that month. And then they choose the top however many. So you want to start developing silvers on your level 1. And I think part of that is changing your positioning. No more saying, do you want to do the business? Do you want to get your product paid for? You know, all the scary things. Go silver, whatever. Offset the cost. You know, would it be, you have such a great story, would you mind if I posted it on Facebook? Tag them. Shows up on their page. They've done their first post. Easy. Very easy. Also, there has been a group of you guys who have been doing online events for your people, and they have been amazing. And I'm loving watching that. Amy, do you want to speak to that for a second?
Yes, it's very amazing. And the people that are inviting the people need to do the follow-up after that. because it's not during the event, it's the checking in afterward that really helps and aids and continues. And this week is the third, fourth one. Since the,
It's amazing.
yeah, since the end of August. Now I'm gonna have to work on retention, and it's gonna be wonderful.
I am the master of retention. All the things you said.
So one of the gals said that for her it was in the follow-up, oh, did you see that? Oh, can I tag you? And there's very little commenting and very little liking on posts. But because it's an event, it shows up differently in people's timelines. And then they have access to past events till I don't even know when. But I just went back into all of the past events and I put in the Joy Elm thing today. So those people who weren't interested, maybe they are.
Mm-hmm.
They just know that it exists now. And the girls have been using that and going back to it. And like you say, not getting them lost in True North Health and Happiness.
Yeah. Because True North is a great resource. I think we can all agree. And, you know, kudos to all of you who have spent so much time and effort working on that group. I think it has been so, so crucial to our development of newbies in the last 18 months. Really, really crucial. But I started using Send, Share, Invite in January when Genevieve announced it at Super Saturday, and it is so simple. And I think back to when I started and I would talk to people on the phone for like 2.5 hours before I would ask them if they were ready to sign. And I keep thinking, man, like the hours I poured into every individual ambassador was so work intensive. I don't even know how I could have worked with like 3 or 4 potentials at the same time. It was like laser focused on one. This makes it so much simpler that you can do that. Okay, so you've got your IPA. If you want a more detailed IPA sheet, go into the files in Grow. There's one that's the tried and true one that you can fill out. You can keep track of the names. Please do that. Don't just like the circle thing, which we'll talk about in a second. The circle sheet is really awesome, but it's just keeping track of your asks and then the send, share, invite, but it doesn't keep track of your names. So write it down, put it somewhere so that you can go back and look at those people. Okay, so they are working on, no, I just had it. There it is. They're working on sending everybody in the group one of these coil-bound healthy business workbooks. Right? If you went to convention, you might have picked one up. But it's a whole thing on leads you didn't know. Continued, and then it's got a whole bunch of the IPA stuff, all of the circle things. So we know it'll take forever to get here. Probably won't be here for over a month, but that's okay. You could honestly you could get one of these printed and laminate it, and then the marker off, and that would be that. Okay, so that's what they want us using to track it. But please use something to keep track of the people. And I know I remember at one point in time in my business, I felt like I could keep track of everybody in my brain. I can't. I had great intentions. I do not remember the people that I talked to 9 months ago. I need to have it written down. So please write your stuff down. And yeah, so it does talk about income producing activities. I think we can even simplify this even further. Like it's on the top of that time blocking thing, gives you some good ideas. But did I do something to move the needle forward in my business, as in, did I do something to try to win a new customer or a new ambassador within the next 7 to 12 days? Is that going to come to fruition right away? Did I do something today to help somebody stay who is an ambassador or a customer? Did I do something today to help someone go silver or to promote out to their next level? Simple 3 IPA things to check off. Okay. If you're not sending messages and asking people to take a look at things, your business is not in your own hands. Like, let's just call it as it is. Yes, we can say organic growth, we can say attraction marketing, which please do those things as well. But if we are not listening and watching and paying attention and being intentional, there's no point in goal setting because somebody else is in charge of the results. This way, you are in charge of the results. So again, just as a recap, we're not spamming. We're not sending the same message over and over and over again. Tailor it to your people because they want to hear from you. And don't just go and copy and paste something from the back office. If you need the framework, do that, or use mine from the chat. But add your own stuff in. And if you don't add your own stuff in, you'll end up in jail. That is not how I got here. I don't know how I got here. Somebody reported me. I actually think that that's what it was. Because it's Eva, Marge, myself, Rosanna, Natalie Fuller, who's another Emerald in Canada. There's 5 Jules in Canada who are all in jail right now.
What?
Not actual jail, Facebook jail. Sorry. People that are just joining us. Not jail.
Wow.
Jail looks a lot like my office. It's not. Okay. If you have people who have joined this with you, you need to fill out a 90-day at a glance. If you have an issue filling this out, it's in the things. I've got 3 people's things in here because I realized how many of you there are, which is awesome, but it's kind of making me freak out a bit. So I need to fill out 24 lines, and I need to know what your 30, 60, and 90-day goals are because I can't do them for you. And you know what? Can we just say this for a second? I know all about big goals. I get that. I've been chasing a big one for forever. I'm still chasing a big one. I know where you want to be. I know you guys want to get to the top. I want you to think big enough that it challenges you and it stretches you, but not to the point that it disappoints you at the end of it. And you're going, see, look, I never reach where I'm at. If you are never reaching your goals, maybe your goals need to be adjusted. If you're always reaching your goals and it seems easy, maybe your goals need to be challenged a little bit more. Okay? I want this to be difficult enough that it challenges you and there's a good payoff at the end, even if you miss it, right? Not saying you're going to, but you know what I'm saying. Does anybody have any questions about the 90-day thing?
I have a quick question. So I have the one where it says it has Ruby at the top.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's any different than anybody else's. It might be just say Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
But it has my a little box for 30-day. Am I supposed to be printing out? Should there be another one that says the 60-day and then a 90-day?
No, this one is just going to be your 30-day. Like in 30 days, this is what this is going to look like. When you have your 30, 60, 90 will go on this one.
Yes. That'll go on. Oh, okay.
Okay. And if you
with
want to
my
remember it, just write it on the top. My 90-day goal is this or whatever, but this is a focused 30-day sheet.
right. But the 90-day one is where we put our team members that are involved in this.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I might put your own down at the bottom because then you can take your points needed to get to the goal and you can tally everything.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's
However it
good.
works in your brain. See, if it were really up to me, there wouldn't be spreadsheets. There would be clouds with red string because that's how my brain works.
Yeah, totally.
I really relate to, you know, when you're watching those horrible movies and they're like, they find a secret room in the psychopath. I'm not psychopathic, but I just am visual, right? They open the door and there's pictures all over the place and there's tables and there's newspaper articles and if I had my way, my office would look very similar to that because I need to see all the things.
Absolutely.
But I don't, and I'm not crazy. Well,
one more question.
Yeah.
Amy, today, right now isn't the best time, but unless other people want to know, but what are you doing exactly? I sort of missed what you're doing. You're doing like a live event, like a...
I had asked Sherry if she would go and do a live for us, and maybe Amy wants to do one with her, do a live and just tell us all about it, and then I'm gonna ask them really nicely to make a post and like post all of their stuff underneath so that it is like, oh, hey, look, where's that post that they did? Ooh, let's copy and paste the stuff on Slim. Let's copy and paste the stuff on this. Let's copy and paste it. Like, here is your framework for a 3-day event or a however many day event.
We've been doing it in 5. Yeah, and it's Tracy Miller who did it, and then she did it with another one of her gals, and we're like, oh, this is fun, and we did it, and and Cheryl is here, and she did, mind blowing, and she did it with one of her girls, and we have really just copied and pasted. So it's the Fab 5 in the first day. The rest of them.
I love it.
Okay, so you did them in like a group page?
Like an event.
We made an event with a start date and with an end date.
Ah.
Today we've had either a video or a live to make us look real, because we're real.
The other thing that I really think that this could be utilized for is if you talk to an ambassador and just say, you know what, you talk to them about the concept of telling people, and they're like, yeah, I'm not really into that. The positioning could be that, okay, that's not a problem, but I am so passionate about this, and I know that there are so many people that are out there suffering. If you don't feel comfortable telling people about this, would you help me tell them? Could we organize an event where I could tell your friends and they could ask me the question, and you don't really need to be involved at all. I can do everything. And then all of a sudden their sister's interested and their aunt is interested in this, and then you can say, hey, you know what? If we put these people with you, you would actually really offset the cost of your product. Would you be okay with that? You know, so I know I did the work for it, but I certainly don't have a problem helping you out. Boom. It's over. I'll be like, what? Remember that Jessica Hogendorn, I don't think ever even looked in her back office until she was a Ruby or a senior Ruby. She didn't even know how to log in.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Eva ordered all of her product for her.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't even want to know.
I was going to say a really simple way is just in Messenger, just to do a video chat too, or call. But that's a really simple. You don't have to do, doesn't have to be this event that you got to figure out all this stuff. Just like, hey, let's get, start a new group. These are people who want to hear about Plexus tonight. And then, get everybody on video chat. And Leon and I've done a couple of those.
Worked so well.
And that's my kind of cup of tea. So
it's awesome. I did one with Laura's team, and we played the game with the rings on the horns.
Right.
Again. Because you've never been on the video chats. You get a filter, and you look like a narwhal, one of the things. And they've got a bunch of games where you just, all of a sudden, 4 people turn into narwhals. And then you have, it's a great icebreaker because nobody knows each other, and you're laughing at yourself because you're a narwhal. It's fantastic. Like, there's no, you can't even, I don't even think you can do that in a room full of people. Like, I know when I do personal events, it's really hard to break the ice and get people laughing. But the narwhal thing is like 100% of the time gets people laughing and like figuring out that this is okay to be cool with. So, all right. Everyone feeling a little bit better about this?
Much. Thank you.
I know it's crazy. The other thing that I just want to drop in here is, and I don't know how to balance this, so if you guys have ideas, I'm all about it. Some of us are more used to chatting in the chat than other people are, like our 90-day biz partners or biz besties or whatever I called it. I don't know. I went through like 3 names before I actually named it. Some of us are more used to chatting in those chats than others. I worry a little bit about some of the people that we just have that are brand new silvers, and all of a sudden they're opening up their phone at the end of the day and it's like 72 new messages and they're like, whoo, what just happened to my life? So, maybe if we start to like ask questions and that kind of thing, I don't know. Maybe if we just want to be aware of that. Because I really, really would love it if people would freak out and not be in the chat because they're feeling underwater, where all we've done is like, I know we've had some polls and whatever, but I love the culture. Don't get me wrong. I'm trying to find the fine line between culture and freaking people out.
Yeah.
There is a fine line.
Yeah, I agree because, and I know obviously I'm not in that camp. Like, I'm okay with talking when I want to talk and being social, but I've heard that from other people that just scares them off because they're not, you know, this is just baby steps for them. So you're correct. We have to figure out other.
Let your people know how to turn off the notifications, because that'll be a present. And then let them know that if they need help, like, you will just let them know what the important parts were, or maybe if you guys have major questions. Yeah. The other encouragement that I would give to some of you more veteran type leaders is that if we have bigger, I don't want to say bigger leader questions, but if you got a question that has something to do with a team and a this and a that and a whatever, it's something that's going to be way more complicated than maybe somebody who's just trying to go silver again. Let's move it over to a different chat, and then we can simplify the question and filter it down for where it's going to feed everybody's needs. Just we've got such, I'm so excited that we've got such a broad range of people in this group. And I think it was the right thing to have our own chat, because I can't imagine it would have been just insane had we gone with like 50 people instead. So encourage the people that you've invited to stick with it, and to just, like, this is all creating new habits for a lot of people, because people probably haven't been this consistent. But if we can encourage this and encourage the posting and all those things, this is going to be really, really great. And part of this too is because it's a pilot, we are able to give suggestions, right? So yeah, if nobody has any other questions, we can say goodnight before Becky falls asleep. We're so glad you're doing better. Yay!
Me too.
Yeah, I would, yeah. I need to talk to Marge about the event that we're supposed to be doing tomorrow night, which is pretty much just going to be, I think we're going for 7 or 8 Saskatchewan time, because I've got something else going on at 9. And we're basically just going to go over the core essentials pack and talk about Joyome if it hasn't sold out yet. If you have people that you talk to about Joyome, don't put it off, do it now, because those necklaces will sell out like ASAP. I hope they bought more than they bought last time. All right, hey, you know what? It is such a blessing to be with you guys, to be able to run through this with you. If you guys have any other questions, I'm around, your leaders are around, and we just want to make this such a successful experience for everybody. And really going into, like, this is very brilliant, you guys. If you look at the positioning of this, September, October, November, okay? We know that this business is 60 to 90 days out. September, October, November. Where does that put us through? It pushes us into like December, yes, which can be a slow month, but people still need health stuff. January is not a slow month because people are looking to change their health. They're ticked with their husbands for not buying them a good gift at Christmas. They have gained too much turkey weight. They have, like, pick something. January is not a slow month, and I can tell you from selling candles after Christmas, who buys candles after Christmas? January was probably my second biggest month outside of November, ever. Like, it was amazing. People would be like, I got Christmas money. I got disappointment money because somebody didn't buy me anything. I got a vacuum for Christmas, and now I'm buying myself a hurricane. Here I go, right? They have money to spend in January. Don't tell me that they don't. But if you've already been planting seeds and building this momentum, it's going forward. And guess what starts in January, typically? Convention contest. January, February, March, April. If you go into convention contest having seeded all of this in the fall, awesome. And even if you're not going to convention, I don't care, work the contest, because that is the formula that Tarl and Alec have set out that tells you how to build your business. Laura actually said something brilliant the other day, and I will share it very, very quickly. She didn't know how brilliant she was when she said it. She said, Laura, can I say this? She doesn't know what I said. Laura, she's probably in the, oh, there she is.
What are you going to say?
What am I going to say? Can I tell them about your comment about Leaders Retreat, the contest?
Go ahead. I don't remember what I said.
Okay, I just wanted permission. She was like, I can't set goals. This just stresses me out. I can't do this. Give me something like the Leaders Retreat contest, and I can do that. I'm like, then pretend you're earning Leaders Retreat again. It's okay. Figure out how many points you need. This is how you're going to do them. Follow the whole thing about Leaders Retreat. Don't triple them at the end. Just start at the beginning. Figure out how many you need in order to get to the shopping spree or whatever you want to at the end, and break it down. Pretend like, and it's all set out for you. If you can figure that out better than going, I want to be a Ruby at the end of December, so I need this and I need this and I need this and I need this. I don't care what boat you take to get there, just get there. All right? Okay. Now somebody turned the light on and Becky, and she's like, I'm really not happy. I just want to go back to sleep.
I know. My husband started ironing. I don't know.
Ah,
Good job, Steve. That's awesome. All righty. Thanks all. Great work so far. Can you guys tag me when you post in that group? Would you please tag me, because I'm losing all that stuff. I'm trying. There's so many notifications. It's awesome.
So you want us to tag everybody between?
Oh, just tag me when you post your sheet like this. Tag me, and I can be like, yay! Yay! And hopefully I'll see them all. Think about where you are right now, and imagine if you had an emerald-sized team that started tagging you in like 70 bazillion things for you just to cheer. Would you not be excited? I'm excited. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but just know that I'm cheering for you, even if I don't know I'm cheering for you. How's that? All right. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming. Bye.